Noah, hey, obviously don't know what's going to happen tonight, but is it exciting for you to know that possibly you could be pitching starting a World Series clinching game tomorrow? Has that thought crossed your mind?
A little bit, yeah. I just try to take it one step at a time, one day at a time. We got Knowles on the hill tonight. It's going to be super exciting with the fans in that environment. This year's just been kind of a whirlwind for me. I think anybody that gets traded in the middle of the year, used as like a rental piece, it kind of puts anybody out of their comfort zone. But I think it's really helped me grow as a person and as a pitcher.
And then just what about being in this position regardless, the fact that, you struggled a little bit in August and you were pitching out of the bullpen in September, and now you pitched the clincher in the NLDS and again, a big game tomorrow either way.
I just try to go out there and have success in whichever role they choose to use me in. I think it's going to be really cool to have the opportunity to go toe-to-toe with Justin Verlander. Him and I, shout out to Eric Schoenberg. He's the physical therapist that took Justin and I through a rehab. And just Justin's a guy that I've looked up to my entire life, and to be able to go toe-to-toe with him again. We started the year off facing off against each other, so just the whole opportunity just kind of gives me chills, and why not?
Fourth row on your left, Noah. Dave.
Noah, your last World Series start, you had a good outing, and it really looked like you set the tone with that first pitch. Was that your goal? Was that intentional to do that?
I don't know. What did I say 7 years ago? We'll go with that. I guess you could say, yeah, it was intentional. Certainly wasn't. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking 7 years ago. Definitely wasn't trying to hit the guy, but I think every pitch and leading off every game, he had swung at every pitch. So I was going to throw one that he couldn't handle.
Stay there with another Dave.
No, I know when this year started, you had a lot on your mind about just working your way back from Tommy John and being in a new place and a lot of things personally to work on as a pitcher. You couldn't have never imagined that you'd wind up being in the World Series, probably pitching in a pivotal Game 5. Have you ever just taken a moment to kind of think about that, or are you trying not to kind of dwell on the distance you've kind of come in that span of time?
No, not really. I guess it's just instilled in me. I don't really pay much attention to that.
A row behind Dave, Tim.
Hey, Noah. As Todd said, tomorrow's going to be big stakes one way or another, either a clincher or trying to go up 3-2 as the series goes back to Houston. Given the stakes, would it be fair to say that tomorrow's the biggest start of your career so far?
Yeah, I would definitely think so, yeah. It'll be every start this year has kind of been one that I'm not quite used to, just because I haven't been able to, coming back from Tommy John, haven't possessed the ability to throw 100 miles an hour. Off-speed stuff hasn't been the same. So I've really had to adapt and change my way of pitching, and I think it's just going to really help me out overall.
And you also mentioned that having the Verlander physical therapist in common. I know he had his surgery maybe 6 months after you, but did you guys overlap or spend any time together during that ensuing winter of 2020 into 2021?
He was always at Cressy and whatnot, and him and I saw each other a lot.
Row behind Tim, Matt.
You've pitched in front of big crowds, different types of atmospheres. What did last night, just sitting in the dugout and seeing that crowd, how did that kind of compare to what you've seen?
Philly fans love their baseball. I was taking a morning walk and just noticing all the Phillies gear, just everybody's supporting us, and I think it's awesome. Just I think we're pretty lethal when we play here at the bank, and it's really nice having them on our side.
And Chase Utley's throwing out a first pitch tonight. I'm just curious, have you ever ran into him?
Catch it.
Have you ever broken the ice with him since then?
No, not face to face, no.
And just now that you're on the Phillies side, what does he mean to Phillies baseball? And
I've always admired the way he's played the game. he's a tremendous talent, and I'm able to put on the same uniform as him.
The third row in the middle here.
Yeah, I apologize, I got here. If you may have answered, does result tonight change your mentality tomorrow, whether you're going for a clinch or it's 2-2? Does anything change in your head?
No, not really.
Right next to you.
You talked about having to adapt coming back from the injuries and not being able to throw as hard. Just how did you adapt? What did you learn about getting outs without being able to throw 100 miles an hour? And like, how did that change sort of you as a pitcher and as a person?
It's a really good question. Yeah, just forced me to focus on executing my pitches and being less internal on the mound and more focused on like the external and like results. Is like not really. I think my Achilles heel my entire career has been focusing on what my body is doing during the game as opposed to just focusing on getting the hitter out. And I think that's what really helped me this year.
Second row on your right, Noah.
Two questions. The first, just how difficult has it been to kind of stay sharp this week? You arrived here Monday thinking you were going to pitch, and then maybe you were going to come out of the bullpen Tuesday. So just how tough was it, just to kind of be able to get some work in and not knowing when you were going to go?
It's really not that difficult to get work in. I don't know if you've seen me on the field. I love throwing. It's addicting to me, especially because I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. Pitching wise, so I'm always trying to work at it, get comfortable. So there's really no shortage of knocking the rust off.
And then I guess, what's it been like to kind of go through with this with Zach? I know in 2015 he was hurt, so he wasn't really around a lot, but I'm sure you guys thought you'd be in a lot of World Series together, as good as that rotation was, and just to kind of come full circle on a different team and be back with him again.
I mean, Zach's like a brother to me. I'm always rooting for him. I'm extremely happy for him and all these guys that really haven't had the opportunity to taste playoffs, and now we're here in the World Series, so it's really exciting.
Back left corner, back to Todd.
No, on your walk this morning, you're probably it's probably tough for you to hide when you're on a walk through Philly. Any fans say anything to you, stop you on the street, across the street?
No, there was just one guy that recognized me, and that was it.
That was it.
Go to Dave on your left.
Just real quick, was that downtown? You walking around?
I'm not familiar with the geography yet, but I'm not going to divulge where I'm staying right now.
The third row in the middle.
You ever face a leadoff hitter like Schwarber? I don't know if he's sort of different than that, and I don't know if you approach a guy like that differently.
I haven't really envisioned myself. I'm a free agent at the end of this year, and I definitely don't want to face our lineup right now. So we'll see.
Have there been guys that in the past that are similar to that you've had to face as a leadoff guy?
I think a name that comes to mind that had a lot of juice, that had a lot of home runs as a leadoff guy, just a little different body types. I would say Curtis Granderson. I think he led off quite a bit and had some pretty serious power numbers. But I faced Schwarber in 2016 when he was with the Cubs in playoffs, and I don't think he was hitting leadoff then. So that's all I got.
Anything else from Noah? All right, Noah, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck.